vessels are allowed to dock at Deimos Star Yard.
When humanity finally left the cradle of Earth behind, the United Colonies was born. Intrepid explorers and valiant colonists used Deimos starships to venture into space. When the UC defended itself from the Crimson Fleet, House of Arun, and the Free Star Collective, it was Deimos' state-of-the-art technology that was her sword. The United...
I wish Deimos was exclusively a military contractor. Deimos ships are responsible for countless victories. A true piece of history.
Welcome to Deimos.
No other ship can hold a candle to a Deimos. It's not even close.
You should be honored to step foot in here. That feeling of sitting in the cockpit of a long sword, there's nothing like it.
What do we have here? A civilian in my star yard. Deimos prides itself on being the UC's first and last line of defense in space. But we're more than happy to protect and arm bold entrepreneurs that do their business among the stars. Deimos has a starship to fill every need, science vessels and the like. But what we're known for, what we're built for, is combat. Deimos starships have seen more action in more theaters than any of our competitors. History was forged in our star yard, time and time again. So, let's see about getting you a proper ship, one worthy of you. Good choice. Yes, they are. I flew my longsword in 43 combat missions. It never once failed me. That's what you get with Deimos. Our ships have been battle-tested for decades longer than anyone else. I've had a long and successful military career. Deimos starships have played a major part in it. In fact, I'm sure that if I flew any lesser starship, I probably wouldn't be standing here right now talking to you. That's what Deimos affords you. The confidence to go soaring into the fire, the death, and know that you will make it out alive. Suppose I do in a way. The excitement of barreling towards the enemy in a Deimos is a feeling that can't be replicated. When you get serious about your spacecraft, come back to Deimos.
These are hallowed halls.
Are you sure you're in the right place?
This is the heart of the UC.
Generations of UC pilots were armed here.
Trust me, this is the best shot we've got at getting that request approved. Okay, now we need to ensure you get hired. Basically, we'll need to make sure you're the only choice. To do that, you'll need to get access to the HR terminal in the corporate office upstairs on the main level. If you delete the other applications from the system, you'll be a shoo-in. Believe me, if you knew Tia, you wouldn't worry. I'll be honest, she's so overworked and behind in her tasks that I don't even think she knows there are any applications. That's a good point, though. Once your application is in, I'll ping her and ask her to take a look to see if any applications came in for me. That should get her to finally take a look, see yours, and if all goes well, she'll hire you on the spot. I happen to know that the HR director, Tia, and the other women in the office tend to go to the Broken Spear for happy hour at 5 every evening. That's your window of opportunity. That's the spirit! Believe me, this is gonna help everyone. By the way, the HR password is password spelled backwards, which Tia thinks is pretty clever. She gets talkative during happy hour, and loud. Surprised everyone doesn't know her password, honestly. Anyway, should be pretty easy. Good luck.
Not supposed to talk to you.
Private drinking establishment. Vets only.
Yeah, boss. What's up?
You're the one that's been working on No, right?
No.
Yeah, that's me. I've been adding the news and trying to spice up what he says a bit. You like?
Glad we understand each other.
Appreciate the effort, but does he really need to talk to us?
Deluxe condos aren't anything special, but
Sidonia City Security is here to keep you safe.
We should go see the bathroom inside. I really feel like this is out.
Makes sense.
Then it's settled. I'll get the
You look
tickets.
hurt.
Just make sure you
might want to hit on them.
Good news. They're going to let me do my presentation at the meeting tomorrow.
Oh wow, that's a huge step.
Yeah, I'm super nervous. But fingers crossed.
exchange is a great place to buy your weapons. Just make sure to keep them holstered at all times.
Talk to me if you reckon you can hack it as a bounty hunter.
The miners pretty much run the lower levels here.
Three things this job's got plenty of: dust, leeches, and distractions.
Subterranean particle detonation imminent. Be advised to secure loose articles and find stable ground or remain seated in the event of unforeseen tremor. Detonation occurs in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Particle detonation concluded. It is now safe to resume normal activity.
Keep on the straight and narrow. There won't be anything to worry about.
Sergeant Booth at your service. If you have a security-related concern, bring it up to me. Well, it ain't drugs if that's what you're worried about. You'll notice it happens to miners and anyone else that's been down in the red Martian dust too long. Nothing to worry about any more than anyone else around here. Used to be a sign someone was ready for the Red Devils. Some of the ex-Red Devils still think they're a big deal. They ain't as badass as they think they are. And any that do have a chip on their shoulder and cause trouble, well, I'll put them in their place.
What was the name of that guy? The contact for the job?
Not if I've got anything to say about it. For real, though. I don't know if it's because everyone's too busy working, or if it's because of the military presence, but crime's pretty low. We get the occasional drunken brawls, petty thefts and stuff, but Sidonia ain't exactly a hotbed of crime. We're not Neon. As much as someone's last name is a nickname, friends, acquaintances, and other locals call me Booth. You can call me Sergeant Booth. Be seeing you around.
Hey.
Hello, traveler. Will you join me for a while? You strike me as someone with an interesting story. Call it scholar's intuition. I understand. May the road rise to meet you. I hope our paths cross again.
How's it? Howdy.
Okay, hello.
This here's the most important work in the galaxy.
We mine the
Not everyone
resources and make
wants to come to me with their
spaceships.
problems. I ain't a psychiatrist. Only that I didn't care much for them getting disbanded years ago. I don't care much for the rumors they're coming back someday. What's your poison? So long.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Sometimes I wish I'd taken an easier job.
Going to use the elevators or stairs to reach the other levels, try to keep them clean. I hate filing
Prolong showers and other water use to a minimum. Do your part to preserve our precious resources. Thank you from the Sidonia Department of Public Works. Be advised to secure loose articles and find stable ground or remain seated in the event of unforeseen tremor. Detonation occurs in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Particle detonation concluded. It is now safe to resume normal activity.
Just because the governor's
Director's office is right out there on the main level, doesn't mean it's not secure.
You can make a real good living working the mines here on Mars.
Please remain 2 meters away for your safety.
To Mars, they say. The pay is great.
While I may technically work in HR, Tia's really the one to see for any work concerns.
Trust me, this is the best shot we've got at getting that request approved. And I can say that I've got some good news for you. I just saw the company message go out that you've been hired as Peter's assistant. Congratulations. Not really, and neither should you. Either those applications were old and those people have moved on, or as soon as you disappear after this, they'll get to hiring again. They won't. I'll tell you a little secret. No one really cares too much. I'm not saying anyone's bad at their job, just that everyone's too busy and overworked to care. Seriously, no worries, mate. I've been here long enough to know how they operate up there. Next step should be easy. Just go to work for Peter, and when you get access to his terminal messages, you'll see my request. All you've got to do is approve that request, and we'll be right on with it. Then, we can get that new equipment and show corporate how it's done.
Have you checked your air filters lately? The city of Sidonia recommends checking your filtration units every 2 weeks for old, faulty, or improperly fitted filters. Martian dust is a leading cause of respiratory illness. Remember, keep it breezy so you don't get wheezy.
It's amazing how smoothly our mining operations run with me in charge. I can't recall the last time we've had any major issues. Oh, you're finally back. I feel like you've been gone for ages. Do you know how tough this job is without an assistant? Good. Now, let's make... You look a bit different than I remembered. Did you go to Enhance? No. Now I remember. They told me they sent me someone new. Anyway, when they told me how poorly you did on your application questions, I had my doubts. But at least you showed up on time, so maybe there's hope. Well, enough chit-chat. Let's get to work. Not quite. I need you to do something much more important before you get to that. I'm expecting a personal shipment. I'm not sure why, but the last time this happened, my assistant ended up speaking to Governor Hurst about it. Now, run off and get it for me. What's in the shipment? A good assistant knows it's not their place to ask. Bad assistants get fired. Mediocre assistants get... You know what? I forgot where I was going with this, but it doesn't matter. Just get it for me, will you? Also, I don't quite remember. But it is important, that I know. I could, but we'd be wasting valuable time, so no. Oh, do they cover nothing in orientation anymore? No, strike that. We got rid of orientation, didn't we? Anyway, it's not important. Your job is easy. You do what I ask, and that's pretty much it. I'm surprised you've forgotten that still. All right, new assistant. I keep forgetting. I don't know. At first I thought I had multiple assistants that rotated in and out, but it seems I've only ever had one at a time, and they all just stopped showing up. I believe my last assistant was supposed to get me some coffee, but never came back. I honestly wasn't listening to whatever they were crying about. Yeah.
careful down near the mines and enter any exit.
I couldn't be prouder than to govern the UC's first major space colony. I'd love to chat more, but I'm expecting a message any minute from the Trade Authority. You know how it is with these big businesses, am I right? Well then, you've been quite busy making a name for yourself, haven't you? Oh, it's okay. You can drop the act with me. So look, I admire a go-getter like yourself. You're not in trouble unless you make trouble. And I don't think you're the type. I know you're not really Mr. Brennan's assistant. I don't know exactly what you're up to, but I have little reason to suspect you're up to no good. So let's cut to brass tacks. What can I do for you? Oh, I know exactly what happened to that shipment. However, I suspect Mr. Brennan neglected to tell you that I'm holding it due to his immense backlog of unpaid taxes. Then again, he may be unaware. Look, I'll tell you what. I'll release that shipment for you. But I'm going to need a favor first, since you seem to be adept at keeping quiet. See, my personal spacecraft was stolen, likely by Crimson Fleet pirates. I need someone to find it. Then I need that someone to destroy it. Discreetly. I need tight lips on this. Well, this is a tricky situation indeed. Not to get bogged down in details, but assuming this is the work of pirates, it's best to destroy the ship and everybody on board. Makes it cleaner for insurance purposes. Oh, it's a few reasons. I don't want this mired in their process. Also, it's a bit of an embarrassment for a sitting governor to lose a ship, so I'd rather that not get out. I'm sure you understand. Then we have an agreement. I'll send you to the ship's last known location. Remember, not a word of this leaves this room.
The United Colonies Department of Labor would like to remind you that working